No one knows. The author of this book is named Victoria Aveyard. If she only had a GR, her last name would be Graveyard. Kind of annoys me.
If she had an R, she'd be Raveyard.
Yeah.
You sound like my grammar teacher from college.
Thank you. No, it just like that feels like
my grammar
teacher that is very like a very in your face pen name.
I'm gonna start this off as the start of the talk show just for fun because I'm already listening to the audio and everyone's gonna hear it. So, my teacher, his name, my grammar teacher in college for cooking to teach professional communication, his name is Adolf, and he honestly, in every aspect, was a grammar Nazi. As he proceeded to talk about how he was in the midst of I think exercising and how he could see the motivational posters, but he could not get past the glaring grammatical errors of the motivational poster, and how it was more demotivating on the fact that there was errors in the fact that he can't get past that.
I can identify with that. That makes a lot of sense to me. I would feel the same.
And this guy would like literally pace back and forth in the front of the classroom about how frustrated he was about these things. It was like a live comedy skit of it.
You're assuming that I don't do that every day.
I don't. I'm just saying this is what I deal with, and it was hysterical.
You're assuming that I don't inflict the exact same thing on tons of children every day.
I hope so, because then people will. I enjoyed it. I laughed. It was like a comedy skit.
Making them laugh. That's the thing.
I didn't know I was joining, and it was a class that I got graded on, and I didn't have to do anything but listen to this guy.
There you go. See, perfect.
It was great.
It was ideal. It's like.
Welcome to the Villains Talk Show, everyone. My name is Insanieac. This is C4 above me.
He did actually introduce us. He was really quiet.
We already introduced us. I'm just doing it live now and aggressively louder because we
were already live.
You know, we're the talk show. We are always live.
Cough, cough. Change the thingy.
Things and stuff.
Cough, cough.
Today we don't know what we're talking about because we don't ever really know. But we're going to talk about space.
Cough, cough. C4 change the thing. We're not playing
C4 change the thing.
Not playing D&D.
Maybe just a category.
We're so prepared.
So what is the category?
That's much answer. Well, you know, as a talk show, we don't ever have really a category. It starts off probably talked about something for a bit, and then we'll lose it. Talk about something else. You know what you're here for. You wouldn't be here for it otherwise.
Yeah, you have a point.
We are talking about the currently Meteors. They're so meaty. Why isn't there veganers? You know, but I mean,
why not?
Anyways, we're talking about the SpaceX launch of how they're sending a rocket yesterday to intercept the travel of an asteroid that is traveling through space, and one of its orbiting satellites could potentially crash into the planet, though not doing any serious physical damage, but could do ecological damage and completely change our atmosphere and destroy our entire ecosystem.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Ecosystem changing.
Yeah. All it takes is too much water in the system to flood our oceans, and you know.
I thought all it took was a little bit of sunshine.
That too. Our planet is so precarious that any too much of one thing could literally topple the whole thing. It's fucking scary.
I mean, like
too much sun, too much water.
I'm almost tempted to just not talk because you guys are doing such a good job. Like
we always do
just
that.
we're not in trouble.
I'm so happy you're supervising for a change. It's
I know.
I've never seen you so silent since the Alien episode.
I mean,
if you want to check out that episode, go back in the podcast to Interview with Panther. Yes, we are talking space today. Insaniac brought up the topic. We got a couple things to talk about space. Obviously, he mentioned the topic of SpaceX. We also heard something from the likeness today about Russians, which we're also going to touch on. But today's topic is space. To all those who are listening in the podcast, you know, they can always go back and go back to our entire library of like 70 episodes and go back, watch previous episodes anywhere you search the Villains Talk Show. We have 74. 75.
We're at 133.
Almost at 100 episodes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We've been doing this a long time.
All of you riding this, we love you all. You're wonderful.
Yeah, we're doing great, guys.
We We can honestly.
Except
I'm
for
Shout out
flabbergasted
to-
that we've made it as far as we can.
Anyway,
Did
so
you
to
seriously
start
just
with,
say that?
What?
Chris Goblin.
I
Seriously?
missed it.
Rude.
I missed
didn't
it.
hear what he said.
I'm gonna say
so we're
shout out,
just
thanks
gonna
for the wheel.
move
We
on.
appreciate you
Because
as
of
our
you.
new Patreon.
I didn't name a name. I was about to,
Mhm.
and then everyone interrupted.
That's better. It's better that
Alright,
way. I find
alright,
it's a lot
alright.
better to move on from awkwardness.
All right.
Thanks for the wheel for being our wonderful Patreon. If you want to be a Patreon, be sure to check out the links below and become a minion today.
Villains
We
Talk Show.
really appreciate it. And yeah, check out social medias, all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
And if you really want to start your own podcasting site, we use BuzzFeed, and that's where we usually put up our episodes. If you want to start your own, feel free to check it out. Or you're interested in joining ours, feel free to message, comment below, fun stuff, jump in the D&Ds and talk show chats. We
Like,
love
share,
you guys so much.
like, share, subscribe, follow. I mean, if you want, it's up to you.
Like, share,
Lick that like
subscribe.
button.
To
Lick the
the
like
topic
button.
at hand. Space, the final,
not fun.
Russia's final frontier is what I have the topic
It's not
as.
fun. It's not fun.
It is Russia's, because as we all know, Tim Curry famously said, the one place that capitalism does not reach.
Yeah.
Space!
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And
a-
then Jeff Bezos took his giant penis up there.
Say yet one yet.
I'm
and
sorry.
There's a game that explores that
I
possibility.
want Sarah to repeat that, please.
And then Jeff Bezos took his giant penis up there. His
How
rocket
big?
man.
So how big is his penis?
Big enough
You
to
don't
fit
know.
like 10
I feel like we'd have
Man,
to.
how do you not know, John? You're clearly out of
I
the loop if
mean,
you don't know the
obviously,
Bezos
someone
penis.
in our close knit group.
Man,
has-
someone is clearly out of the Bezos penis loop.
You really
My
is.
goodness.
Yes, I am. Please,
Man,
I don't
enlighten
know
Of
me.
all
why.
the people who
You actually
fluidly
want to know what
enjoys
we're
these
talking
things.
about. The rocket that he took up this summer looked exactly like a giant dick.
Yeah, dude,
Right color and everything.
It was an Austin Powers clip. In
I was
itself.
gonna
Yeah.
say, I think I seen that Austin Powers.
That's
Powers
what it
film.
was.
Yeah, except
And
he
he was
decided to do it in real life.
He was Dr. Evil. It was pinnacle.
That's
Picturesque.
Did he do it on purpose?
It stands at
No one knows.
270 feet
Honestly, I would not believe that he probably did with the way. The
Man.
only thing he was missing was a hairless cat.
So how small of a penis? All right, so new topic. How small of a penis do you really think Jeff Bezos has?
tall.
That's
Seven.
not
Like-
the topic I signed up for today.
He doesn't have one.
Seven.
It's so
maybe he's a eunuch.
Remember.
Maybe he just
Seven
doesn't
what?
have one.
that
Maybe
would
he's a eunuch.
explain a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Senseless,
Seven what, though?
cold,
You need a
harsh
unit.
looking at reality.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you
seven.
scientifically,
Yeah, you do.
when you actually
Remember, I
don't
beat you
have
up.
like a reproductive organ, you actually produce a lot more testosterone than you need in your body. Males and females.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
the more you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I honestly-
SpaceX blowing up meteors.
SpaceX.
I only
Blowing
heard
up
about a
meteors.
30-second description of what we're talking about. So, from what I understand, and please don't correct me because I'm never wrong,
I will correct you
is
as much as I want.
that there
Yeah.
are meteors that are flying towards Earth and they could possibly destroy the planet. And so SpaceX, in their infinite wisdom, because Elon Musk, our great savior and Lord, is sending space rockets to defeat the evil meteors
As opposed to
and
regular
explode
rockets.
them.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
And actually, it's not
meteor.
meteoroids, it's asteroids.
Um,
It's not. It's
Because
a
they haven't hit-
asteroid.
As soon as they hit the atmosphere, they become meteors.
I thought
it's
the
an
difference between an asteroid and a meteor was if it has a tail or not.
Nope.
Or that's a
That's a
comet.
comet.
That's a
It's a
comet.
comet. That's a comet. Yeah.
I gotta remember
And-
my magic
oh.
school bus, guys. Sorry.
So
Yeah,
clearly, correct you. It is a single asteroid. The asteroid isn't in danger of hitting us. It's orbiting satellite, which a satellite is anything that follows the gravitational field of a object big enough to attract
Have a
gravity in
gravitational
space.
field?
Yeah.
So, are we talking like Armageddon size? You know what the movie I'm talking
No.
about?
The,
No, it's
the
not that.
asteroid
Bruce
itself
Willis
could be the satellite that has the potential to hit us. No.
flies
it's
up
pretty-
with a
it's
space
pretty small.
cowboy.
Yeah, honestly, what they're doing is pretty Armageddon specific.
Were
Like,
they,
what-
like- Oh, really? So
But
they're
the-
gonna drill a hole and put a nuke in it? That's fuck.
It's pretty similar to that. No, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to hit the satellite as it comes around the orbit, and they're trying to hit it and blow it up so it bounces away. That's their plan. They're not trying to destroy the satellite. They're trying to redirect it.
Why?
So it doesn't hit us.
What kind of explosives are we talking?
It's just
I'm
to
not
see if
really
they
sure.
can do it.
Because honestly, a lot of explosives. I'm not a scientist, but as to my knowledge, certain explosives don't work in space.
Anyone in the chat, if you click that Bing link, you will
click the Bing link.
You will be taken to a search engine you've never seen before.
The best.
Probably
you will find
in the making.
Answers.
This is the best search engine.
Clearly, so much sometimes.
You're welcome.
It's better than Google, let's be honest.
At least he's not using Ask Jeeves.
I can.
Ooh, yeah, go for that one.
Everyone loves Bing. Bing sponsor us, please.
All right, so tell me about the giant nuclear missiles we're firing at the what did you say, 14 meteors?
I don't think they're nuclear missiles. It's a single asteroid and satellite. They're not.
So we're thinking like 40 megatons?
No, they're just shooting something at it to see if it will move.
That's honestly actually in the video that I've talked about. That's actually their plan B, is to blow it up. But their main plan is to redirect it.
Yeah, right now their plan is just to hit it with enough force,
hit it and move it.
To move it.
Yeah.
So what happens if it impacts?
It is planning to impact.
Yes.
It's planning, so it's sentient.
To hit it, you gotta redirect it. To redirect it, you gotta hit it.
Yeah.
This
what
is
else is new?
It's on a trajectory to hit it, or it's planning to hit.
When I say it's planning, I mean the people that sent the rocket. Clearly not the inanimate object floating through space.
They're planning to hit Earth?
That makes sense.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm deliberately.
I'm sorry. Are you getting lost in the deliberate thrown off changes of things?
Okay, so I just looked it up. First of all, it's called the Double Asteroid Redirection Test. So it's important to DART. So the DART mission. Apparently, this is the first time we've done this.
It is.
It's not.
I like you're Googling it now.
No,
after how long have we been live?
Because I had so much time to do it ahead of time. Yeah, totally.
So much time.
So much time.
We're looking at
about it a little bit. Clearly the Bing.
Okay.
All of the Bing.
So they've never done this before. They're trying to shoot a rocket. I'm guessing it has.
This article uses the word cataclysmic asteroid impact. So
it's not.
Bad.
It's not. It's not. A lot of people are saying it's the asteroid. It's not the asteroid. It's the satellite. The satellite is the thing that's orbiting the asteroid. The asteroid is not going to hit us. It is projected to go past us. But the satellite that is orbiting us, that is orbiting that asteroid, could hit us because it will turn into the planet at some point.
So essentially, you're saying that the asteroid has a moon, and that the moon of the asteroid is going to hit us.
Yes, but you can't say it's a moon because it's not sizable enough to be a moon.
Goddamn confusing. Why couldn't you just said the thing orbiting the meteor?
It's a satellite. Do you not know what a satellite is?
I do, but you say
a satellite is an object orbiting an object in space with gravitational field.
It was a SpaceX rocket.
What is it?
Oh my god!
It was a SpaceX rocket, not a NASA one.
I said SpaceX.
Well, that's what he said. I even have that in the.
I didn't hear that.
All right, so now that we're all caught up,
I'm lost. Where are we?
I'm not sure anymore.
Are we talking about how the EU has declared that most
we're not going
stations
there.
Are sentient beings?
So, to add to your point, Insanieac, one thing I found interesting was the like I said earlier, the likeness mentioned to us, me and Sara, that the Russians were used to actually shoot satellites out of the sky quite frequently. They would send their little ICBMs up into the air and shoot down little what they would call spy satellites.
Yeah, I heard about that, honestly. It's been going on for, like 20 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a recent thing. It's been a
So
while.
in terms of the technology, we obviously, I mean, it's all just
wow.
math, but
It was launched today, but it's not actually going to hit it until next year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Wow.
They're not the actually the news website that I saw. They're like, we're gonna check it in 10 months because that's it takes a while to travel to your space era.
No, it doesn't.
so what if?
Wow, what a shock. I would have never guessed.
What
Oh,
I
really? You
want to
wouldn't have
know
guessed.
Experience with this.
is
Explain a
what.
lot more than I would have ever went to today.
Okay, I want to know the doomsday scenario. I want to know what happens if we miss and
Well, okay, so
this
so the
satellite hits us.
so the possibility of like so if Plan A fails, the rocket misses, nothing happens. The asteroid keeps going. Plan B is that they hit it to blow up the satellite. They're not trying to do anything to the asteroid because the asteroid has no risk of hitting us. So the farthest projection of what could happen, at least my series, from Plan B, and if Plan B misses, I'll continue on that one. But from Plan B, if that completely fails, what could happen is if they hit this satellite and they blow it up to pieces, the shockwave, and I don't know what explosives they're using because again, there's no oxygen in space, so a lot of explosives don't really work that way. But I don't know if I'm not a scientist, so I'm just hypothetically speaking here.
Wait, you're not? I thought you were.
I'm not. I'm an amateur scientist at this. I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm sorry. If you want to talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson, you should probably go
Are you an
ask him these questions.
astrophysicist?
Anyways, as if the explosive instead of blowing up the thing could potentially shockwave the asteroid into a different trajectory, which could technically then hit us. So we could have a bigger problem on our hands where instead of destroying the satellite, we make the asteroid quite literally our problem. Or if the satellite does work and the missile does work and it blows up the satellite, but then if it's too close or perhaps it breaks into too many pieces, then we then have a potential of a meteor shower. Now, if the pieces are small enough that they blow up or they disintegrate upon entering the atmosphere, it's not an issue. But if they are big enough to make it through that ozone layer, then it could definitely do a number of impacts either on people, on homes, cities, wherever they predicted to land. If Plan B misses and that missile doesn't even hit and they completely fuck up, then the worst like scale we're looking at is if this satellite, like I said, the way that they're predicting is the asteroid is to pass the planet, but they're projecting that on the way around the satellite could swing into the Earth. So if that had happened, what could happen is when a comet or an asteroid essentially hits the planet, it introduces a variety of new elements, new compounds, new chemicals, and water into our atmosphere, and that changes off our planet's complete topography. Sorry, that's not the way you say it. Topography.
Typography?
And yes, thank you. And our entire ecosystem structure, and it could change how
it's just
either the water, the land, the atmosphere
the dust.
itself.
It's the dust from the impact, right? When you have something that big that impacts the Earth, it creates a bunch of dust cloud, which then can travel across the
Yeah, and what elements might be in that comet that dust cloud has, right? Could change so many things.
I just wanted to know what size and category this is, because I mean, I make fun of Armageddon in the movie, but it's a real thing. Giant things fly through space all the time.
I'm not familiar with the size personally, but
giant things are flying through space all the time at incredible speeds.
We're on one.
We are.
I think I recently watched a video where Neil deGrasse Tyson said we are quite literally in a shooting gallery. Yeah, we're just lucky we haven't been hit yet.
I mean, we have, just not by anything.
I don't. Yeah, not the size enough to destroy our planet, but I don't know the size of the satellite or the asteroid. Obviously, it's sizable enough that they feel the need to do something about it.
The satellite is 160 kilometers. However, from what I'm looking at, it looks like they're not, like, neither of them are on a path to hit Earth. They're just using this as a test.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I from what I heard was that the satellite could. I wasn't 100%
not at
sure,
all. It was for a test.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Then yeah, that's good. Then it's even better. So then the possibilities are less extreme unless it literally goes catastrophic.
Unless they hit it and then it actually becomes an issue.
The Villains Talk Show separating itself from Joe Rogan by actually researching. If you ever wonder what makes us different, we look it up.
We are missing our gentleman, so we do this ourselves.
Still, though,
he uses being so much better than us.
just in case anyone wondered what makes us different from Joe Rogan, we actually research.
We
No, we
read
don't.
things.
We do have
Oh my
some
God.
idea of the things that we're
I don't
talking
know how
about.
to read. That's a good one.
Are we sure that we know how to read?
Sometimes I feel like this is all just an attempt to educate the Grease Goblin to be a real human.
It really is.
Here are the
Maybe
steps
that's
to real
you,
humanity.
Almost at
we're
23 years
here
of
for
life,
each
and I
other.
know nothing.
Yeah, that's
We're all
fair.
here for each other, so I'm impressed.
Okay, we'll educate you. What do you need to know?
All the things.
Insaniac needs to know a lot of things.
He does.
Yeah.
I know all the things.
What is 2 plus
That's a
2?
lie. 4.
That's not a lie.
Wrong.
I know
It's
all
fish.
the things.
Anyway,
No.
Yes.
to keep the topic on space.
What is space? What is time?
Decapods and cephalopods.
So, we've kind of touched on it before because we've definitely talked about aliens, and you mentioned Panther earlier. But since that interview, there's been a lot that's happened around aliens lately. Like,
yeah,
there was
also declassification that's been recently coming
I
up.
haven't heard anything from Panther about them.
Was it NASA? It wasn't NASA. It was the American government again.
A lot of American military government has been releasing information about UFOs, but a lot of them, from what has been studied and learned about them, a lot of them are mostly drones. They're not actually like manned operated vehicles. Any of those had been prior to whatever the government is announcing right now.
But
so
still, there's still
bring Panther back on to get more opinions.
They are still
yes, please.
The drones that they are showing are still not. They're not terrestrial, which makes them. Makes it.
Yes.
These are unmanned drones by non-terrestrial sources, which for layman's terms means it comes from outer space.
Where's that?
But that can mean quite literally.
Not all of them are though. They're
not all of them, but a good chunk of them.
I think you might be misinterpreting some information there.
No, it says where there's like what is it? They list off 27 of them. Only 6 of them are terrestrial. They or at least of Earth was from origin, or at least they can locate that Earth was origin. Up to 21 of them they can't. If it was made on Earth, it wasn't under anyone's technology that we understand.
That doesn't really shock me.
Or technology that we're publicly aware about, right?
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't really shock me.
Considering Space Force is a thing and we don't have civilian space, anything.
Yeah, we do.
No, we
don't. It only costs like billions of dollars to do it.
I said civilian.
Didn't some guy recently say like...
A corporation is not civilian.
No, that is civilian.
Hundreds of billions of dollars are civilians.
I thought someone famous said recently, like, we're just slowly, like, aliens are slowly being integrated. Aliens are being slowly integrated into human society in a way that we would be more accepting of. I forget who said that. Like, it was the whole reason why.
There's the Men in Black theory, which a lot of people think aliens have been around for a long time, but
right now
they've been either guarded or secreted or put under different things to keep them. And then now that they've been around for a long time and they feel more comfortable that it's that they might be integrated, that they're working this. It's a theory, but it's not. It's hard to really establish that one. It's hard to be like, there's people here that we don't really know about.
I forget someone. I hopefully it wasn't someone crazy who said it, and then I'm quoting some nut job.
I'm going to say that tends to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
It does.
Theories are theories, and that's something a lot of people should keep in mind. It's always something interesting and fun to speculate and theorize. And it's good to keep that, because a lot of times it keeps the open potential for, if these things are real, how to approach these situations. But at the same time, that doesn't make them factual, and it's best prepared for what is actually evident.
I've always all right. Let's do this. Jeff Bezos pays you to be his, or not pays you, he buys you, or you have the option to sign your life away to Jeff Bezos, but you get to ride on his rocket and be his lapdog as he slowly becomes
Do you get to be his?
How much
do you get to be
money
his
do I
home?
get?
No,
No.
nothing. You
And
become
how-
his personal lapdog.
How long does this last for?
Eternity, as long as he lives.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that
There's-
even
There's
slightly.
there's no benefit. So why
Where
would you
I
do
where
that?
I would be like, yeah, totally. Are you kidding me?
Have
What do you
fun.
need me to
Just
do,
to
Master
go to
Meteors?
space? Is it just to go to space? Is that why?
Yeah.
Then why don't you
wait?
wait? Because of the fact that
I
it's
am
becoming
too old and
it
I have
will
too many
eventually
problems to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
You're such a
Yeah.
baby
You're
that
too tall. You're
you
too
just
tall
don't have
to
the
be an
patience.
astronaut.
In 30 years, we'll be able to civilians go to space.
Did you guys ever sign up for like the SpaceX thing to move to Mars?
No, I don't
Yes.
want to move
I
to Mars.
did. I'm one of
I
the
was
2,000.
Mars.
I
I
signed
heard
up
about
early
it.
enough. If there's going to be an immigration to Mars, I would totally move there. Be one of the first pioneers to Mars.
See, and with
I've
recently been
send you clips from me, and that would take
it's a good idea
to get there.
Recently I've been looking into like a lot of stuff with like Elon's kind of discussions of stuff with like his main goal, and a lot of people kind of talk about is his whole drive is to find a way to colonize Mars, and not only colonize Mars but sustainably live there. And that means, on the prospect of not only are we not, what happens on the day that we're not sending colony ships and shipments and things to Mars, what happens when they don't come, that they should be able to sustain themselves without us. Right? That's his whole essential goal, is so that Mars is self-sustaining, that we can be there without having to have resources come from Earth. It should be able to. It should be able to live on its own. It's a whole planet. It just takes the time of setting it up, right? Taking all that research and learning how to terraform, how to bring these elements. And a lot of people actually think that Mars has water. It's just because of the atmospheric setup. It couldn't stay at a solid temperature. A lot of people think it's moved to below the surface.
Wait, start the reactor.
Right. But if they do end up turning Mars, and and that's the thing too, is that with that movie, I think it's The Sixth Sense. I don't quite remember off the top of my head, but I watched the movie Blade Runner. Total Recall, that's the one. I watched it twice. I honestly didn't really like it that much. But the whole setup for that, the society on Mars is not sustainable. So that if that had happened, they wouldn't plan to have that, because people living there wouldn't be able to live on their own. So having colonies already there established wouldn't likely happen. They wouldn't move colonies there till they're able to survive on their own. Until then, they'll have scientists and research, small teams that are working on R&D, but they'll never have full societies, any communities living on that area. Not even gonna have a chance. If anything went wrong, everyone's gonna die. It'll just be a waste.
Unless you're Matt Damon. Damon. Starring Matt Damon on Mars.
Or, maybe somehow humans learn how to not need air.
Learn how to not need air. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
Hey.
Actually, that's you'd be surprised, sir. That is possible, because
surprised.
It is possible because spores can exist in space and can come back and still be active on the planet.
Those are spores. We are humans.
Yes, and you can breathe in spores, Sarah. That goes through your oxygen.
Spores.
Sarah, I'm well aware that that's not the case. Thank you. It's called advancements in technology.
I was a little afraid there.
We also can't breathe on Mars right now, Sarah. But we're talking about how eventually might be a colony right there. But we also can't even get on Mars. So I'm so happy that we're establishing the basics of what an essential discussion is needed for coming up with a topic. But thank you.
Whoa.
You're the one who told maybe we can learn not to breathe air out of something.
I didn't say we cannot learn how to breathe air out of something. I said not learn how to need air. There's a difference.
We can't learn not how to need air. Maybe we can biologically engineer ourselves to not need air, but we can't learn how. I can't just sit down and
you can't learn. You're right.
Breathe.
Have you considered the fact that we have never tested if we can breathe on Mars or not?
That's a good point. He makes an excellent point.
So for all we know, we definitely could be breathing on Mars. But
I feel like they haven't tested the actual,
Yeah, that's
people
fair.
breathing,
That's very fair.
but the air quality. Yeah.
If you're only listening to us and can't see it, currently C4 is very slowly sinking down in his chair. Oh no, now he fell.
Either way, evolutionary scales where life consistently finds a way to adapt to its setting and environment.
Yeah.
If there was a point where life needed to exist without the capability of oxygen, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
Human life? Maybe not.
I didn't say human life. I didn't say human life. I said life.
Okay, but earlier you said we, which implies humans.
And we implies everything on this planet. I don't mean humans. I mean every single creature, because I am part of every single creature of this ecosystem.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am not I did not create Earth. Humans did not create Earth. That we've existed here and evolved to be to the position that we are. And a lot of people have the theory that that people potentially evolved to the situation that we are because of spores, because we apes ate psilocybin mushrooms, and psilocybin mushrooms have the ability to communicate through vibrations and through electrical impulses, and that functions through the brain and taught people how to communicate.
So, on that note,
on a cellular level.
We're going to keep it a bit shorter today because we ran long last week.
No, we didn't. We only ran like 20 minutes.
Thank you so much for keeping the topic today.
Anyone actually has actual thoughts and discussions, feel free to comment because nobody else knows how.
I am commenting. I'm commenting that your theory is crazy.
I
agree. It makes sense.
A theory is something that turns into a hypothesis when you start to prove it with fact. And he can theorize about whatever you want because that is the definition of a theory. On that note, I would like to apologize that you had nothing better to do, but I'm glad you spent it with us here. I am C4. Below me is Insanieac. Beside me, Sara, Vike. Down here is the Great Grease Goblin, and we're the Villains of the Villains Talk Show. Catch us on Google Play Music, go to Play Music, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, iTunes. Just look up the Villains Talk Show. I've cornered the market on Villains Talk Show. We have Instagram, we have Twitter.
Bing is better than Google.
I hate you.
Click on all the ideas. Become a minion today. We appreciate for the wheel.
Yeah, but
yes, please. If you feel so inclined, like, share, follow, subscribe. You don't have to. It's nice if you do. Thanks. Shout out to for the wheel, our only Patreon, and we'll catch you everyone on Sunday for
a podcast all about Bing.
Have a wonderful
Shot
day.
Sunday.
Love you.
Goodbye. What a noise.
I actually fell at the end and almost hurt myself.
I know. I saw.
I was hoping you would.
That's why it took me so long to get back up. I was like, old.
You're too old to be doing that.